Right back at you. Me and Vanna Live presents the R&R podcast. We got Robert, me and Mr. Robert, Mr. Google over here. We got a special guest tonight, one of the members in the house, Coach Freeman of Burbank High. We're going to be interviewing him about his high school football, and he's straight out of Pittsburgh. So we're going to be talking to him, and welcome to Me and Vanna Live.
Episode 20, part 2. Thanks for coming, Coach.
20, part 2.
Yeah,
Thanks for coming, Mr. Freeman.
Man.
Thank you for coming, brother.
Thank you. So before we get into football, we want to ask some cigar questions. You're here in the cigar lounge. How'd you get started smoking cigars?
Well, I got started smoking cigars at a real young age, probably about 18. My grandfather was an avid cigar smoker, and my father, and it just kind of trickled down to me, man. So I've been puffing on the sticks, for over 30 years now.
Okay. Let me ask you this. What is your favorite cigar?
My favorite cigar, quite frankly, is the Leaf, and it's by Jim. And let me tell you about that. There's a little story behind it, if I can, real quickly.
Okay, definitely. You got time. Take your time.
The Leaf is made in Nicaragua, and what happened is I was at the cigar lounge in Pittsburgh. It's called Leaf and Beans. It's my home cigar lounge where I was born and raised in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
And we would take cigar trips down to Nicaragua, down there and watch them roll. And so Jim, who actually owns a lot, goes around and steps away from the meeting, ends up meeting with a small roller and says, "Man, I'm going to do cigars." What? I said, "Okay, I'm going to do cigars." And bam, here you go. One of the most well-crafted, well put together as far as the quality of the smoked cigars and the uniqueness of using a cigar leaf, tobacco leaf, as the actual wrapper instead of cellophane, keeps the pores and the moisture in, and you get the best out of the cigars. And so that's one of my favorites, man.
Very good. Let me ask you this, because you're here often. What's your favorite Mi Havana cigar?
Oh, man, I got to jam with this. They make the Ray Lewis, man. That's kind of one of the top ones for me,
Okay.
Also the Havana, they've got it's a great cigar, great quality, well-structured, sticks together, doesn't burn too fast, all the effervescence. Got that oaky flavor, man. I'm a cigar guy, man. So, I'll run it down to you.
How many days a week do you smoke?
Every day.
Me too. I just want to make sure I wasn't the only one. My favorite, and I want to hear Randy's favorite. My favorite is the Iron Mike. I love that cigar. I have that cigar almost every week. Ray Lewis is good. Randy, what's your favorite cigar here? Mi Havana.
I go with the Iron Mike.
Yeah.
Mi Havana got some well-crafted cigars too. Straight out of Nicaragua. The owner sitting right there, Mr. Rivals, our super producer. Man, they got some good sticks, man. And come down and check us out. Get your membership here. Every Wednesday night is members night. He's doing something that nobody's doing in Southern California. With your membership, you get sticks with your membership. You get a stick every Wednesday with your membership. And it's a dope vibe, and everybody's cool in here. So come check out Mi Havana, downtown Pomona, California.
Shout out
the
to
flyest, dopest cigar lounge in Southern California.
All right. So let me ask you this, Coach. Top 5 cigars.
My father, the judge.
Okay.
Again, the Leaf by Jim, and then, believe it or not, man, I'm going to drop down because it's about that good smoke on there, man. So I got to give it up to CAOs, too.
CAO, man. I like CAOs.
They kind of come across. Those are my top 3 that I circulate. And anything that's got my father in it, even the Garcia, anything that's got that love on it, that's my go-to for years.
Okay. What would you say is the perfect drink with the cigar? For me, it's old-fashioned. Wine.
And I got to tell you, I really believe that a nice Pinot Noir goes well with.
Got it right here.
Goes well with your cigar. A lot of people don't know. They sleep on that and think they got to put that dark liquor with it. But at the end of the day, the effervescence of the grapes mixed with the tobacco, man, goes together real well for you.
Shout out to Pinot Noir. You know why I got this? Because you from Pittsburgh, and it's cold in Pittsburgh. I wanted to have some red wine.
There it is.
I didn't even know you like Pinot Noir.
Yes.
Good job. What about you, Rand? Perfect drink with a cigar.
That's the old fashioned for me, and anything brown, like you say.
Yeah.
What I'm drinking right now, I'm drinking some Brothers Bond. Shout out to Wayne for his birthday. He wanted to introduce me to that.
Okay, very good.
And you got to get you some Basil Hayden too.
Basil Hayden is good.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And
any good brown stuff.
Good brown stuff, but I love old fashions with
that's probably
drink.
My favorite.
Probably my old fashioned
wine and old fashioned.
And I'm just getting into the wines. But I'm just getting into the wines and I'm learning.
So let me get this straight. So you're just getting into the wines.
Yes, sir.
And how and when did you get into cigars?
Mess around with your butt. You know what I mean? Maybe like 5 years ago.
Has it been that? It has been
It's
about
5 years.
I got him smoking. I
got
you
me smoking, and I smoke every day.
Isn't that crazy?
About 3 of them every day.
So I'm a good influence, dog. I'm a good influence. All right, very good. I love that.
And I figure if this gonna take me out, this is what's gonna take me out, baby. You know what I'm saying?
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love
it. Right.
Coach, give me your perfect meal. Me and Randy kind of had the same meal, which is scary that we agree on so much. But go ahead, dog. What's your perfect meal with a cigar?
My perfect meal with a cigar, believe it or not, hold your breath. Really, man, it's a plate of spaghetti.
Okay, he definitely from Pittsburgh.
You know what I mean? A plate of spaghetti goes well with your cigar, man. It's that tomato. It's that tomato mix in it that cleans that palate.
Okay.
And then you kind of the noodles that roll with it, man. And then you hit it with a nice puff in between. You roll with your spaghetti on there.
I think he's part Italian, by the way.
Yeah, you know it rolls well.
Shout out. Spaghetti, Randy. Give me your meal. Give me your meal, Randy.
A big piece of red meat, man.
Yeah, baby.
I need me a tomahawk, something, man.
Yeah.
And I can't smoke while I'm eating, but I can't smoke while I'm eating. But after I eat, I gotta hit it.
Tomahawk. What are your sides?
Oh, nice baked potato.
Okay.
Some asparagus.
Yep.
Caesar salad.
Yep.
And I'm good, man.
And so I would say I would start with a wedge salad and a dirty martini.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have a bone-in ribeye.
Ooh.
Garlic mashed potato.
Yes, sir.
Asparagus.
Oh.
Red wine while I'm eating.
Right.
Old fashioned with a cigar afterwards, dog.
Yeah,
I'm good,
baby.
Kill me right there on the spot.
Yeah. Stick a fork in me, homie.
Done.
Yeah.
So, man, Coach, let's talk about you giving back. Before I get to you, man, I had a great fundraiser this weekend. My high school, Hawthorne High School, people, I went to high school. My 40-year reunion's coming up. We did a fundraiser for LA Mission and the Red Cross. We raised money and we also collected socks because a lot of homeless need socks.
That's right.
So it was at the El Segundo Moose Lodge, kept it cheap, $10, potluck, but we raised a whole lot of money. And we gathered a whole bunch of socks and they took them to the LA Mission today, man. A lot of homeless people,
That's
they need
cool.
that,
They
man.
need that, man.
Especially in the
it's
winter,
always
man.
good to give back,
Always good to give back. I mean, I'm looking forward to my 40-year reunion. I know you went to yours. How was your reunion?
It was cool. Right over here at Big Al's.
Okay, I remember you telling me about it.
And we got there, and we do all. Unfortunately, when you get this age, ain't too many people around, so we do all year. So we don't just do. I'm from '84, but we do any class from Ganesha High. We all get together, and I think a lot of schools are doing it like that now. Yeah. But we had a good time, good seeing people.
Exactly.
Good chopping it up with them, seeing how they live and seeing what they doing, and chopping it up.
Man, I went to my 10, my 20, my 30, my 35. I'm going to my 40, dog. I'm going. 40, I go to all my. Anybody else go to your reunion? Coach, you go to your reunion at all?
I go to my. I found myself more or less going to my college undergrad reunion.
Which was what school?
I went to private liberal arts school, Allegheny College in Meadville, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And it's a part of it because being one of the few brothers on the campus, just going against all the norms coming from the hood. And a lot don't know this, and I'll throw that out there, but I hold a doctorate's degree too, and I'm proud of that.
Oh, right.
And
shout out, baby.
It's a lot of shout out to a lot of our folks.
You and Dr. Pugh over there.
Yeah. So it's beautiful, man.
That's good. That's good. So talk about, man, what Pittsburgh means to you.
Oh, man, it's everything, man. I grew up in a blue collar, and I grew up in a time in Pittsburgh, man, and it's really about who you are. I grew up in a time when Pittsburgh was the most violent city in America, and I say that not as a braggadocious point, but I say that to say you can make it out of any environment as long as you kind of keep that focus.
Stay focused.
And it was a community base. Like you said, there was the Italians, the Blacks, the Polish, and you were able to kind of integrate yourself with food. That's why I do love Italian food. Spaghetti. Take me down to the district, to the strip, the whole 9 yards. And we had great basketball, great football out of that town. And it means everything to me, man. It's do or die there. We always say, and for all those from the Berg, listen to that, we say, where your H at? And everybody from the Berg know where that's at, man. We wear it in heavy. That just means, man, we work hard to the grind.
Blue collar town. Shout out.
Blue collar town, man.
What you got for him, Randy?
So you coach football. You coach high school football at Burbank High. Where did you start coaching, and what drove you to start coaching? Because I used to coach too. I refereed. I ran the league, and when COVID came, I gave it up. You know what I mean? Then I went on to referee for 5 years, and I just stopped refereeing. But where did you start, giving back to the kids?
Oh, man, I've been coaching for 15 years now. I started giving back in youth football, Pee Wee football at Burbank, the Vikings.
Okay.
I coached my son all the way through, and I got a chance to understand how important it was. And what's important to me is I got a lot of friends. And so from 2002 to 2012, I ran a golf tournament that gave back to the communities of South Central Los Angeles. And that was the Eric Dickerson, Jackie Slater golf tournament. It was mine. And then I don't know, I'll say this because it's a true fact, and you can hit those guys up on their social media. In order to get Eric Dickerson and Jackie Slater, I had to use their name on the tournament.
Okay.
But everybody played in it. Marshall Falk,
that's good.
Art Shell. I had all the guys. We did it at FVR for years and years, man. So the connects there, and I'm able to draw those connections back to the kids. I did it through youth football, and now I'm doing it to high school. And for me, man, it was just a great opportunity to get to meet great people in this game. I got great tapes with Deacon Jones. We used to do, and I just take
Deacon Jones. No, go ahead. Take your time.
At the golf tournament, we would take 5 of the players, Hall of Famers, and sit around, and I have the tapes, and then we would ask them about football. And one of the most memorable stories was Deacon Jones talking about, at the end of the day, the game began to change, and he told me to look out for the changes because Deacon used to actually use the ear slap. Mm-hmm. Right, people don't know that Deacon used to come off the line and hit that tackle with the air, and Deacon Jones was sacking the quarterback, right? We might not know how good he was without the air slap, but they outlawed the air slap. And the air slap, for those who don't know, that's where the hole over your ear, you just put a hand right over that hole, and it'll suck it, and that equilibrium off of the player is gone.
Yeah.
Right. So if he got up on the air slap, they talk about keep your hands in and go. Dickerson would smack you in that air. And so to hear him talk about that and to look at his hands and to see the war, it really touched to me about how much football is about who we are too.
Okay. I got 2 football questions. I want to ask this gentleman right here, Charlie Mack, real quick. And then my 2 football questions are coming next. How'd you get started smoking? Because Randy talked about it. You talked about it. How'd you get started smoking, sir? Black Ski Summit. What year was this that you started smoking? Okay. You got to do it. Really? Since 99. Let me ask you this. What's your favorite cigar? Hoya de Monterrey. That's a good one. Yeah, my first favorite was Hoya de Nicaragua, the chubby. But Hoya de Monterrey is good. What are your top 5? Top 3 to 5. Hoya de Monterrey. AJ Fernandez. The year anniversary. Okay. LFD. Okay. I haven't had that. Opus X. MX2. Yeah, I know that MX2. Since you be coming here to me, Havana, how long you been coming here? A month? What's your favorite Me Havana cigar? All day, baby. hey, knock you out.
I'm Mike, knock you out.
I'm Mike. Yeah, that's your favorite, my favorite, and Randy's favorite. What's your drink of choice with a cigar? Dragon milk. Dragon milk. That's a little bougie. He must
pinky up.
He must be from
with
a
your
two-parent
pinky
household.
up.
He knows his mom and dad.
Yeah,
he definitely knows his mom and dad.
the old pinky up.
You gotta drink that in a martini glass or what?
Yeah.
A bourbon-based beer.
In the barrels.
Okay.
Right.
What Dragon milk? I'm
gonna check that out because
anything
anything bourbon, I'm on.
Yeah. Okay, and your perfect meal with a cigar before we go back to football questions. That's what I said, everybody. What are your sides? Brussels sprouts. 2-parent household, but that's good. I love it.
Let me tell you a trick. I cook, right? Let me tell you, I just found out.
He's a very good cook.
You should take a steak, right? So check this out. You take the steak and you get a saucepan. You fill it full of water. Put a clove of garlic in there and some rosemary. Boil it for 10 minutes. Right? Take it out. Pat dry it. Then put you some butter in the skillet. And then let it char on each side. Bingo.
Change your life, huh? Change your life. So hold on, let me get that again. Garlic, what else?
So look, tell you again. You take your saucepan, fill it full of water, put the season, put some salt on it, put a clove of garlic in the water, some rosemary, a stick of rosemary.
Okay.
Boil it for 10 minutes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Boil it, full of boom. Take it out, pat dry it, right? That's it. While you pat dry it, put the butter in there in the pan, let it get them, throw it over there, let it brown like each side. Bam.
Change your life. Change your life. Coach, I got two. We all getting hungry right now.
Yeah,
Coach,
for
let me
real.
give you a couple questions. Earliest football memories and your passion for coaching. What are your earliest memories first in Pittsburgh?
You know, my earliest really in Pittsburgh is at Taylor Alderdice High School, where I went to high school.
Okay.
And you know, watching Little Dave Jones, man. This dude, who's one of my best friends, is about 4'10".
Wow.
Played linebacker and was a smash hitter player, man. I mean, just out of this world, just a little too small. But it was my favorite football because he seen a kid that everybody said he couldn't play this, and he stood up to that moment. And by the way, that was the same time too. Senior on that team was Eric Donald's dad.
Okay.
Big Boom is what we used to call him, and
Yeah.
still go by that to this day. It's Big Boom, and Dave played with him. It's just great, man. Just great football, and you know, that's what I got.
What year is his dad? Your year 85 or is he older?
He's 85.
He's at Aaron Donald's dad is okay.
Yeah,
That's crazy. That's crazy. What about you, Randy? What you got?
yeah, you could.
Yeah, you
I could be Aaron Donald's dad.
Easy.
I'm 84.
Yeah.
Damn.
Okay.
Damn.
Yeah. Go ahead, Rand.
I'm telling my age, but now, you know, since you coach youth, what do you see? You know how we came up. I came up too, just like you, right out here, and in Carson. But what I seen differences in because I coach kids.
I love it.
I coach kids in Eastville. You know what I mean, in the suburbs. The kids are from Eastville, but the parents is from every
LA,
different neighborhood, everywhere. So when you coach these kids, it's a different approach. You know what I mean? And they don't even really believe in themselves till they don't know they got that. So when we used to go play the Moreno Valleys, they be scared of the black kids. You understand what I'm saying?
Really.
And I'd be like, man, you got hood in you. You know what I mean? Look, where your mama from? Where your daddy from? But you just ain't tapped it in.
Yeah.
So I used to bring it out in them, and I get it out of them, and they go play ball. Because it ain't worried about where you're from. It's about where you're at. You know what I'm saying? And so everybody bleeds the same way. The difference is in Eastville, when they lose, they finna go home and get in the pool. You know what I'm saying? The Moreno Valley kids is finna go get on the corner. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's a big difference. And I just want to see your take on that.
No, I agree with you 100%. And what I found today, because I come from that hard knock community, that hard knock football, that hard knock basketball. And what I tell kids is that, first of all, that football field, that's life right there. And at the end of the day, we can redefine our life, and our life has less to do with where we come from if we learn how to channel where we're going, right? And I say that to the kids young, and I use my example of who I am, and I relate to that because I can relate to the mom from South Central versus the kids now going to the suburbs like Burbank and say, look, that dog's in you. And I'm going to tell you something if I can. I tell every kid, and I did it from youth, every kid's a dog. Right. And you can make a dog. And I'm saying to all of the folks out here that get to watch this, I'm gonna have a lot of the football players kind of come back and watch this episode. And what a dog is one, discipline, authenticity, never lie about how good you are, always tell about how good you want to be, work hard, and always be gracious about all the achievements you can make. And that's what dog is, DAWG. And we put that in our Burbank. It's Bulldogs. It's not the DOG, but the dog. And I put that man from the youth all the way in. And I want to say this too, if I can. Look, parents, you got to really start. You got a dog at house right now that's out there balling. We as coaches, I'm putting a little call on the coaches too. We got to make sure everything is done for the kids to take advantage of the opportunities that exist in the sports now. Start registering your kid on the NCAA list. Get their NCAA ID. Get their grades up. Make sure they're taking the right classes.
Take the SAT
Take
early.
the SAT.
ACT
Keep
early.
practicing, because here's a real deal. And this is what I tell the kids. Right now in college, they don't look at high school no more. I don't care how many dogs we got out there. I've been through it, right? You know what they look at? JUCO and the portal.
Okay.
Right. In order for them to think a high school kid is worth all the investment, now you're getting money. It's a money game now, right? Like every kid goes, it's money now. You don't just play now. They're going to get you for money. What you got to do is understand, you got to put yourself at a level where you send into the coach at college, I'm not going to be a problem. Right. And we start that young. So what I tell kids right now, you can't be a problem. If you want to play this game, you cannot be a problem. Right. And that's really my message. You can't be a problem. What you got to be is that model student and citizen doing the best you can, and then let it do on the field, off the field, because that's life. And so that's our philosophy.
That's good. Let me ask you this. Are you working with the Burbank Youth still? Are you trying to funnel that program into the high school? Because a lot of teams have done that. Corona did it with the IE Ducks kids going to Centennial. Roosevelt, the Eastville Mustangs, when Randy was coaching, a lot of those kids went to Roosevelt. Are you guys taking the kids in Pop Warner and trying to get them ready for the high school? What are you doing?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the Burbank Viking is a youth program that I came out of. And one of the things that's so important that I want to mention, even when you look at our record, you know, we came out with a 9-3, but what y'all have to factor in is this. Our kids, five of our superstars, 7 of our starters couldn't play the first 5 games.
And you still finished 9.
And we still finished that. And so, you know, at the end of the day, and I want to give a little story if I can about that. Through the youth football program, all of the kids that transferred back to Burbank lived and came out of the community. When COVID hit, those kids are such ballers, including my son. They were such ballers. Here's what I want to tell you about the program. Y'all might not notice about what goes on in that suburban community that we're turning into a football town with our new coach and our new staff, is this. All of those kids that transferred, let me give you a rundown of where they started to, but they came back because of our new coaching staff. I say a lot to me and the new coaching staff. Coach Valencia, shout out to you. So firstly, my son, starter Chaminade, Elijah, the players that you see on the Maxi Press, Cresby, superstar.
Cresby.
Hudson, 1,000 yards receiving, Alamany, our defensive end, Alamany, Loyola. So these were kids that came out of Burbank, and because they wanted the ball, if y'all remember in 2021, the public schools didn't football, right?
Yeah.
So they end up going to the private schools and interviewing and making them great. They went to the playoffs and all that. Now the kids are back. Now look at those programs. When y'all want to talk about football, all the programs that they left, they barely beat 500 this year.
Yeah.
Right? Alamany, Chaminade, all of those schools. What I'm doing that and why I share that with you all and all your listeners is like, you got ballers in the community. Let's nurture them. Let your ADs, let's respect the fact that they from the community and they just ball. They dogs. And
keep
so
them at
that's
home.
what it
Keep
is.
them at home. Keep them at home. Let me ask you this. We're talking about coaches in these private schools. There was an article a couple of days ago. Eric Sonnemeyer from the LA Times talk about the lack of black coaches in the Trinity League. So we got all these kids coming from LA, Corona, Eastville, Rancho Cucamonga, Marietta, Temecula, going to Mater Dei, St. John Bosco, Servite, Rancho Santa Margarita. No black African-American coaches in the Trinity League. Why is that?
Oh, that's because they get away with the trade. The fact of the matter is we send our kids there for the opportunity. What I'm saying is, parents, if you play a little greater role, uncles, grannies, you play a little greater role in the kids' success, they ain't got to go to those schools. They use us. That's why they're sending a clear message. Look, we just want your commodity. We don't want your community, right?
Wow.
You know, and so
he just dropped it.
I just dropped it on. Let me tell you this. All the great kids that went to these schools, try to take 7 people from your community, neighbors, to those games and see how much of an outcast they feel like.
Okay.
Right? My point is, put a demand on them. Yeah, my kid will come there, but here's the real deal. We're the coach out to reflect them, because if football is life, let's accept football is one of the unique sports. It's life. If football is life and you send a kid in that environment, they don't experience that life, they're going to be different, kind of trying to come home, and they're not going to give back to the community when they go get that big money in those big games. They don't come back.
They don't come back to that community.
They don't come back to that community. And guess what? There's a lot more ball players out there that's developing that might not be at. And guess what? Can I say this?
Yes, you can.
Out of all of those Trinity League schools, they don't come and get your kids when they developing. They come and get your kids when they become and they already are stars.
Yeah.
So where's the reciprocal train for all of those black coaches in your kids' life that made them the star to come get? Look, I will tell all the parents this. Your kid won't lose their opportunity by going to the school in their community. They're going to upraise the community and that school because they are dogs, and dogs ball anywhere. Film don't lie.
Film don't lie.
Right? And if they got good routes at Modern Day, they got good routes at Burbank High School. They got good routes right out here, at the high schools in Pomona. They got good routes everywhere. Yeah, you're looking for quarterbacks and players, but look at all the transfers that leave. Keep them in a program. Keep those coaches going, and all the parents that send, put a demand on your kids. I will say this: I got a personal. So we've been blessed. My wife, my daughter just graduated from NYU, right? Mm-hmm. And all of the things, and her classmates went to Modern Day and Boston, all that.
Schools, yeah.
They share what those players go through. They don't say, now these players get hazed because of their skin color. They got to cut off their dreads. Y'all don't even know they got to cut off who they are to go ball. Why do we put our kids in that situation? Position, you can still ball of who you are. Then we wonder when they become successful, you see the players out. First thing everybody says on social media, well, they ain't doing nothing for the hood. Well, they don't have a connection.
Yeah.
We took them out of that.
Yeah.
Right? If we want our community to be better, then we got to let those athletes, our kids, be a part of the community. Say, hey, man, when they get that Heisman, this is where I'm from.
Yeah. So well, let me ask you this. What was that line you said? They want our commodity and not our community.
That's correct.
I'm going to have to type that online.
That's deep. That's deep. You're right. You're right. And we in Eastville, everybody, these parents want to microwave the process. Nobody wants to
fast track.
They want to fast track it. And I'm with you on that. And I'm like, you know what, man? If Roosevelt got 4,000 students. 4,000 students.
And a lot of the top players go to Modern Day, St.
Bosco, even J. Sarah. I had kids go to J. Sarah.
Chris Street.
I you know what I mean? But you can't, these parents, they looking for the dun-a-dun. Let it come naturally. And like you say, I'm from the old school. We play from where we come from.
Yeah, your neighborhood.
You know what I'm saying? Where we come from. It don't matter. It don't matter. I'm going to beat you. And I told the coach right here in Diamond Bar, Bill Murray, rest his soul. He like, man, I seen you ball, man. You need to come over here and ball with us. I said, Coach, I'm coming over here. I'm coming to beat you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm coming to beat you. You know what I mean?
At Ganesha.
And I stayed at Ganesha. You know what I mean? I could have went over there and been all world. I was all world over here. But I'm gonna stay where I'm supposed to go. You know what I mean? And fortunately, and unfortunately, Draper, I give it to you. You don't know Draper over there talking shit.
Good. Hey, but, Randy, let me say this, Randy. If Eastville could have kept all the Eastville kids at Roosevelt, it would have been a dynasty.
Come on, man.
We wouldn't have talked about Corona Centennial.
We wouldn't have talked about nothing.
It would have been Roosevelt.
But then again, you got to have the right coaches.
I was going to say that. They didn't have
you know what I'm saying? You got these coaches, like I said, with the yes men and all that and dictatorship. That stuff don't work. You got to buy in, and you got to listen to the people, and you got to form a village. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And these people don't do that, man. A lot of the coaches, I see a lot of coaches fail, and I used to try to, pump the kids over there. Send them to Roosevelt. But then when they get over there, they losing. Nobody like to lose. I get it. You know what I mean? I get it. But if you trust the process, you know what I'm saying, you stay home, you can build a damn powerhouse.
Yeah.
Like when we came out here, me and Draper came in, it was Gary, Ganesha, Pomona.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? And you go to where you go, and we battle each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what it was. And whoever win, but we stayed home. You know what I mean? And a lot of these parents, they gotta, they got a bus
taking them from Marietta.
They got a van to come to Eastville to take the kids to Bosco. They got another van to take the kids to Modern Day. They got another van to take them to Bishop Amat. You know what I'm saying? I can't get over that.
At 6 a.m. where they can walk across the street.
When they can walk across the street.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. Mm-hmm. It's crazy because then what we have to look at, remember, football is life, right? And I think that's an important message. I hope everybody gets this watching this. That's what I believe as a coach. Look, one of the things, too, is when our kids go to those schools, they don't have anybody that's teaching them that can relate to what's going on in their community and home and how they can relate their smartness and their abilities to uplifting not only their community. And yeah, we all have a responsibility, man. You can't ball without it because you got to sell the tickets.
Yeah.
Who's the number? It's funny to this. When we take our kids out of the community and they ball at those other schools and they become big and they make it to that 1% to the NFL, it's the community that they came from that buys all their jerseys. I got numbers to prove it, man. I'm a research. That's what I do. Everybody that's wearing the jerseys and all the gears and all that is folks that's from the community. Like, come on, man, don't forget us. We support you, right?
From day one.
And so, we got to look at the wholeness of our kids when they're athletes too. How many modern day professors look like the folks in this room at Mi Havana? You're less than 1%. Boston, less than 1%. The kids have no cultural relation when they go, right? They go there and ball, and next thing you know, they have no relationship in regards to that. And then, they kind of go through this mill machine. And I got to give you statistics say they can't all make it to the league. Even if they are all dogs, the numbers don't allow that to happen. So what do they do afterwards, right? I've never heard what modern day say anything about their graduates and what they're doing afterwards. Modern day don't have it when they only have their alumni day of people in the NFL. They don't have the kid that didn't make it and saying, oh my goodness, they struggling for this and that, or they having problems in their house because they don't know what it is to be a black man. Because guess what? The world will tell you what it is to be a black man when you take your uniform off.
Yep. It's a good point, Coach. Randy, what you got?
Good point. Yeah, man, you hitting right down the pipe. This is what I like. Yeah, because it's very, very. We need to keep our kids home. You know what I mean? And you parents, I'm gonna tell you something else. I used to referee. Quit wilding out.
At the 7-on-7
on the 7-on-7 tournaments, at the games. Quit wilding out. You know what I mean? Because
setting a bad example.
Setting a bad example for the kids. Because you don't respect authority. Guess what? The kids not gonna respect authority. Yep. And then guess what? You know who the authority is? Them dudes in blue. So they're gonna beat their head when they get out there on that street. So you gotta set the tone, and you guys don't know that. And you coaches too. You know what I mean? What I realized a long time ago, man, when I first started coaching, I had some 7-year-olds, and I'm coaching them, right? Before you know it, they walking like you, they talking like you, they doing everything like you. So you got to set a tone for them. You got to watch what you do around them kids because they impressionable. So you know what I mean? And I always, man, I went in it. I wasn't no daddy baller. My son played ball. My son was okay. You know what I mean? In football. My son was good, okay in basketball. But I learned to love the game from the youth level. And I went to change. I went to help kids. Like you said, they all ain't going to the NFL. I should tell my kids all the time. It's a team sport. Mm-hmm. Guess what? We won the championship. We went 13-0. We won the championship. All y'all not making it to the pro.
Yeah.
But guess what?
Or
college. But you might be. Rob played on my team. He might be a CEO at IBM. You might be a CEO at Pepsi. He might be a foreman at an electric company. And I come into the interview. Guess what? I got the job.
Yeah.
And that's my homeboy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's why we got a network. It ain't just about sports, you know what I mean? It's about life, like he said. Life skills. And you got to learn how to, I got to learn how to put that into life. And football is life. You know what I mean? And like he said, teach you life skills, teach you how to discipline, teach you how to grind with others, teach you how to respect others, learn how to win, learn how to lose, all this sticking the flag and all that. My teams would have never done none of all that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would have done it.
But they wouldn't have done it.
They wouldn't have done it because I'm that dude. You know what I mean? I'm that crazy. I'm that wild cracker. But no, that ain't what we do. We win with class. We lose with class. We go back to the drawing board. We come back next week. And hats off to you, man. You know what I mean? It's more. We need more people like that in our neighborhoods, in our communities, to teach our kids. You know what I mean? To teach our kids, like, look, and I'm telling you, parents, I'm gonna tell you what's happening in the high school level, especially in our area. They rent the stadium for like $3,000-$4,000. I was the president, I know, right? Then you cut up in the stadium, right? Now they don't want to rent the stadium to you.
Yeah.
Right? So now we playing at parks, right? And when you reffing at the park, I'm reffing. All the people behind right behind you. They talking about your mama, your dog, you know what I mean? Everything. Now you a man. You gonna turn around and be like, who are you talking to? You know what I mean? So that's how stuff gets started. And if you notice out, especially out here, they shutting down the high schools from these people because they act up.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
And it ain't that serious. Let me tell you something. Like I told you, my first 2 years, I probably only lost maybe 5 youth games in 3 years.
Okay.
Trophies and all that. Where them trophies at? My son, they remember the time and all the grind, but them trophies and all that stuff don't matter. That's not important. It's about, that's not what they for. And you supposed to teach your kids and tell them how to get through life and how life lessons. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man.
Shout out, coach.
Shout out, coach.
Yeah. Anything?
My man.
Yeah. Thank you, man. Anything you want to finish with, we'll let you finish.
Yeah, I just want to finish on the whole idea on the 7-on-7. Look, it's a great activity on it, but I want to encourage all the 7-on-7 coaches, man. Just hear me out. Let's dialogue about this. How we conduct ourselves is viewed all across the world with the TikTok and the videos. And we as a culture have grabbed 7-on-7. Let's represent ourselves well in regards to that. Let them show. And I have to say this, at Burbank, one of the responsibilities, and this is suburban, we're getting more teachers. Everything I talk about, we're making happen. I look like us. But here's what I want to say. I serve as the recruiting coach. Every high school, one of the things is you want to say, who's responsible for making sure my kid gets the connections to the colleges? So I had a conversation with Clemson. We got ballers on Burbank, and I'm going to give you a number, and I'm going to close out. Not a single recruiting coach I've talked to from Duke, Syracuse, Auburn, Missouri. I just named 4 that I had a conversation this week. Not a single one of them asked, how good was your players in 7-on-7?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, not a single one of those college coaches in D1 programs asked, how good was they in 7-7?
What did they ask?
They asked, one, are the grades good enough to get into the school? Because if not, send them to JUCO, and then they'll go into the portal. Oh, yeah, that's what's happening out here.
Yeah.
And so I just want to encourage folks to say on that 7-on-7, man, let's put some discipline on that. Yeah. Let's show our kids is used to be in the end zone. Not that it's a celebration, but let's not get crazy with it. That's that. Yeah. And I'll say this. If you all don't think this works, and I challenge the coaches, before we had our staff and implemented this in Burbank, we were 729 in the state of California. In one season with 5 starters who were out 5 games, Burbank is now 284.
Okay.
There's not a team that's really going. I looked at the stats and still doing it. That's went up in 1 year, 500 in the max prep ratings, right? At the end of the day, I'm saying this philosophy works, and you can turn a program. This is a program that was
1 year.
This is a program that was 2-7 and all of that stuff. Your community school, you say, man, they losers. Yeah, but if you take 1 year of coaches that are dedicated, institute discipline, require your dogs to be dogs on and off the field, you can actually turn that program around. So it don't take you a whole season. Yeah, they losing now, but keep your kid there. I guarantee you they're going to go up and the eyes are going to be on them. And they, guess what? I'll close with this, coach. When they recruit at the other level, those kids get the credit for lifting the program up.
Mm-hmm.
They get the credit for lifting the program. Who was on that squad? One coach. Y'all went 5. Who's on your team? Oh, who do I need to watch for 2026 and 2027? Mm-hmm. Give me their names right now. Don't nobody go 500. This is Clemson telling me this. Mm-hmm. So I just want to say that that's the way we can do it. There's success at that. And guess what? It's going to get more black coaches involved. If we don't keep our players strong, we'll never get to the Trinity League because they're doing it on our commodity, which is the kids,
and not our community.
Without us, without our community.
Okay. That's a great way to close out, coach.
In other words, you ball, you get the call, like Deion said.
Yep,
you know what I'm saying? So, like you say, the tapes don't lie, the numbers don't lie, man. Just stay where you at, man. Trust the process and understand. I know people get antsy and the parents get antsy, and these coaches is promising you and all this and all that, man. Stay where you at, man. Ball, you know what I mean? And just ball. And them people gonna find you.
Yep.
And them people will find you, man. If you real, they gonna find you. And, you know, and if you don't make it, get much as you can out of get you a college education out of it. If not, make you good network with your brothers, and it'll take you far. It'll take you far. because them your brothers, man. You was in the trenches with them, like we just talked about. How these players don't want to play in the next game in the bowl games.
Yeah.
They couldn't do that
don't
where I
agree
come
with that.
from.
Yeah,
We'll whoop your ass if you don't do that.
Exactly. That's a great way to call it. And that is what community does, right? Those kids usually they went to them. It's funny and nothing against them. That's another discussion. But all of those players that are sitting out these bowls, they went to schools like Mater Dei and Bosco. If you from our community, y'all, you know I'm working all the way until the work day is done. That's how we raise our community. Grandmama, grandpapa, daddy, uncle. What we say, work, dog, work. Now the league, the NCAA is experiencing the fact of all of those transfers to those elite schools because their attitudes is privilege, not earned.
Yep. We can close with that. I think we have one comment.
Draper, what you got? Yes, sir. Right. Right. $3 million. Yeah. Right. 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 Right.
Yep.
Right.
Going to you.
Yep.
Right.
Taking a big bag. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, man, we're gonna talk about that Porter. That's a whole conversation.
Right. It's a whole conversation.
You're
You're absolutely right, Dre.
Yeah, we may have to touch on that in a couple weeks. Hey, good stuff, Coach.
Good stuff, Coach.
Hey,
Appreciate
great,
you, man.
Thank you.
Burbank.
I think we good, Rand. This is 2
we
hours
out.
and 50
2 hours.
minutes.
We've been rolling.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, we thank y'all for coming out tonight. This is the last night, the last show of the year. Thank Raul with the Super Duper Zoozer. He came up with the idea for me and Rob to get down. Appreciate you, Rob.
Yes, sir.
You're a hell of a dude. I appreciate all the fans. Happy birthday, Wayne. Shouts out to the gents. We see you next year, right back here on Wednesday night.
Episode 21. January 8th, baby.
Me and Vanna, the dopest, livest cigar lounge in California.
Sir. Good job, Coach. Good job, Rand.
Thanks, Rand. Good job, man.
Good job, OG. Good job, Raul Rayner.